So for Bait Takes Aux, it started with our friend Will Hockery, who's a member at Vox. He approached me and said, like, hey, I have control over Aux, which is the performance space at Vox Populi, for the summer, and you can have it for a part of the time.
You can own it. It's all yours.
Yeah. And so I thought about it, and we thought it would be a cool idea to have a bait show there, because we've actually never done a bait show not here at home at Bait. And he was so unusually trustworthy of us. Every time we came to him with crazier and crazier ideas, he was basically just, yeah, sure, I trust you.
Yep.
And even though, like, I think we flip-flopped the concept of the show, like, 3 or 4 times, and he was like, yeah, that sounds great, that sounds fun. He never had anything kind of negative to say. He was actually, like, a dream to work with. Anyway, so, yeah. And we were thinking about what the show should be about, and violence was kind of on our minds, like, individually and collectively. We were thinking about violence, and, like, kind of small everyday moments of violence, as well as, like, broad kind of like epic Hollywood style violence, and how much violence there is in just like small minutes of your life, that violence that you even like do to yourself, and how that's not really, violence is normally depicted in a very like dramatic manner. It's not really depicted in the small kind of things that people, in microaggressions, that the small things that people say to you about your height, or about how you look, or how you walk, or the length of your hair, like stuff like that. And we were all coming to this topic from different perspectives, and the idea was to kind of just like come together with our work and just kind of throw ourselves on this topic and throw our work all together. We worked together on each other's pieces, and it was very like a very collaborative process.
Should we just go around and say like what we each made for the show?
Sure.
Okay, so I made a friendship bracelet and a flogger out of normal twine and a pale pink suede.
Also the photos, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess that's both of us.
Yeah.
But okay, so then Kate and it was like, I guess, like a curated collaboration, I don't know, of photographs that depicted different like scars and cuts and bruises, blemishes that people like usually associate with skin.
So I started my piece by asking Ben and Sasha to pull images of violence from their desktops. This was right before both of our computers broke. More violence.
Violence against...
So pulling just kind of casual images grabbed off the internet, things that you naturally identified with that also had some kind of undertone of violence, so that you saw violence in. And the images were really covering a vast array of things, going from porn to reality TV, to, I didn't even know where most of your images were from, which is probably because I'm making
like car crashes and J.G. Ballard riding.
Yeah. And even just so the images looked really bizarre and beautiful together. And I also asked everyone to write down a list of terms or phrases that have stuck out to you that other people like kind of casually use towards you. So the inside of the book was images, and the outside was the phrases. And then I choreographed a piece based on the images, isolating kind of like the gestures and the movements from the screenshots to create a really intense piece that brought us, I think, really closer.
Yeah.
Like we've already been kind of close, but we kind of had to trust each other to like stomp on each other's chests and like throw each other around. I mean, for me, that's not that hard. That's like a really kind of inherent part of my work, is just like throwing myself onto the ground and stuff. But it's different when there are other people involved.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of levels of like personal comfort that one has to like figure out. Not just deal with, but like first figure out like how you even feel about it. You're like, oh, like how do I feel about having this person like this close to me and like giving me a wedgie or something? And then also that like in public in front of strangers. And so that's like a lot of different levels of like comfort.
By the end, we were so like high off of it.
Yeah.
We were so comfortable.
It was fun.
Bam, bam.
It went really well. I mean, we did like three. We did three, right?
We did three performances. We were only going to do two, and then we were like, let's do a third one.
We were thriving.
Yeah.
This was like thrive mode.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was really fun.
And I had so much anxiety putting it together because I was like, I know they've sent me these images, so I know they know what they're gonna get, but I don't know if they know what they're gonna get. Just to give one example, we did stick our fingers in each other's mouths. So that's that.
So what I made for the show was I made the big things I made were these big Wikipedia maps, sort of just like ways to click through, like sort of different little links that I had clicked through in a certain order, and they made like a cluster or web. And they're all sort of like related to violence, different violent themes, but they led from really, really, really different things into one another. And it was just sort of this like interconnectivity thing and like world subjectivity. And then I made shirts and these flags that kind of corresponded with different emojis that we all chose as kind of like our like weird teams for the performance. So we just made sort of like insignias. They're almost like family crests. And then they went on both the shirts and the flag paintings. And then I made a song and a final video to like sort of cap off the, like after our performance, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Something reminded me.
So it was like it was like a video of like America's Next Top Model stills of girls both fighting and reacting intensely when Tyra walked into the room. And it was like these like intense outpourings of like violent emotion, but they were played really slowly with a very like calm song.
That song was not calm. That song was psycho.
It was kind of calm.
It was psycho calm.
Yeah, it was like the calm.
It was like you're in the waiting room
during the storm.
For your
during the storm.
Not before the storm.
Like you're in the waiting room for your forced lobotomy.
Yeah.
Like you know what's coming, but for the time being, you're sitting on a chair. Like it was scary.